Hello, everybody. I'm Nat, and this is NatTheHorseWitch. Today, we are going to be doing the second haul of 2026, and except for 2 decks, everything here is secondhand. So I bought them either from Mercari or other tarot tubers. Or sometimes the buy-seller trade groups on Facebook. So I'm going to do the indie decks first, and I will start with the ones that I bought. So I got both of Stasia Burrito's decks. I wanted the Sassy Burrito for a while, and so I ordered these back in the beginning of January, and I just got them a couple weeks ago. So the Sassy Burrito, or the Sassy Burrito as it is known in the community, I want to say it's famous, but it is well known, and I'm just gonna go by the nudity. This is one of Melissa Sinova's favorite decks, so naturally I had to get it and add it into my collection. It helps that it's such an easy reader and stays pretty close to the RWS meanings. But I was wanting this, and at the same time I saw the Yukika was on pre-order. So I went ahead and ordered it, and I just got it in probably the last week of March. But it is such a beautiful deck. So that is the Sassy Burrito, aka the Sassy Burrito. Next is the Yukika Tarot. This is Stasia's latest deck. It is a beautiful, just holographic details on the box. So gorgeous. Beautiful 2-part box. And absolutely stunning deck. This pink, like rose gold, almost holographic edging is delicious. And the holographic details on the backs of the cards. The artwork in the cards is also beautiful. They do have some renamings of the cards, but the artwork is just so rich and stunning. I love this Lover's card. Stasia's decks, and that Stasia's decks are, I think, pretty universally beloved. And this is such a heartbreaking death. And I really wanted them in my collection. And so these are the 2 new decks that I spent money on, and that was back in January. So does it even really count? The cardstock is delicious. It slides beautifully. It is just such a beautiful deck. I am so thrilled to have this in my collection. next is The Whisper of Stars and Garden Tarot, which I believe just went out of print. And I bought this from Erin Lento over at the Witch of Saturn, I'm pretty sure. But this is another beautiful deck, and it has a really beautiful rose petal finish. The artwork is beautiful. The backs are gorgeous. It is just a very delicious deck. I will probably end up arrow rooting this deck. I haven't tried to shuffle it yet, but I imagine it might be a little sticky. So any decks I get with this rose petal kind of finish, I use arrowroot powder on them so they slide better. And so far it has worked for me beautifully. I've done it to several decks, including the Children of Litha and Ostara. And I think Slavic Legends. And speaking of Slavic Legends, Taroteca Studios is quote unquote remastering the Dark Mansion Tarot and using AI, which is wholly disappointing. They've also created a fully AI deck and seem to be really embracing this whole AI movement. And I don't know how well that's going to go for them. Most of the tarot readers I know are very anti-AI. We rely on artists in this niche industry. And so I know I won't be spending my money at Taroteca Studios anymore, nor buying their decks. Okay, and another indie deck I got was the Decadent Tarot, created by Liliana Simone. I do have a full walkthrough of this deck on my channel, but it is beautiful. This has been the deck I've been using for client readings, and it has been so amazing. I actually auditioned to be an approved reader in our large group on Facebook and used this deck and got in. So it is so stunning. Liliana creates beautiful decks, and this one is not an exception to that rule. I'm not going to go through many cards because I do have the full walkthrough, but it is beautiful. I love this gilding, the colors of the cards. This was the dark botanical version, and she did have a black and white version, but I'm very happy with my choice with the dark botanical. The box is great. I love this two-piece design, and it is fabulous. Another Kickstarter I got in was by Nikki Ferrata, and that is The Shadows We Cast. I do have a walkthrough on my channel of this deck as well. I have not gotten a chance to use this yet, but I am very excited to use it. Julia over at The Sensitive Tarot really enjoys this deck, and I've been watching her videos with it. And it makes me excited to use it for myself. I just haven't gotten there yet. But I have apparently shuffled it. But I am doing readings as I'm filming this, I am doing readings tomorrow, Sunday, on Facebook. So maybe I will use this deck and see how it goes for me. It's absolutely beautiful. I love the artwork. Nikki also, on the heels of this deck, did a new oracle that she put on Kickstarter and I believe funded. It is over now, but I backed that one as well. So yeah. And this was a Kickstarter I backed. I don't remember when it was live, probably last autumn. But I just got this in the last month as well. And it is beautiful. All right, one more indie deck. This is a used deck. I wanted to order the Cosmic Cycles pink, but then tariffs happened and all of that. I saw this original version on one of the groups and I reached out and bought it. It is not the pink version, but the previous owner edged it in these beautiful colors. And so to me, it kind of feels like the pink version. I have not used this deck yet either because I can only use so many and I'm trying to get through the 12 decks I want to use in 2026 as well. So I will probably be filming an update on that. Maybe not this month, but next month. But this is a beautiful modern deck as well. I really like colorful and modern decks. So I felt like this would go really, really well in my collection. So anyway, I got lucky with that and I paid a price I was happy to pay for it. That wasn't in excess of $130 or $50 because of tariffs and all of that. So very happy with that. And now we are on to the mass market decks that I bought secondhand. So this is Midnight Magic. It is the mushroom deck. This deck is really, what's the word I want to use? It is massively counterfeited. So I was really happy to find an original in the box printed version. And I have not gotten to use this yet. I fully plan on doing Lisa Pepez's study that she did with this deck. And at some point, I don't know when that is, because I've also decided to learn Lenormand. So that's what I'm doing. And, oh, you know what? I do have another indie deck that I bought. So bear with me. So I bought Jamie Sawyer's Lenormand because she reprinted it and started selling copies again. It was previously out of print and I had been looking for it secondhand. but then she was selling them. I edged mine in this beautiful sparkly black, and it looks stunning. And then this is such a beautiful deck. I fully want her Lenormand tiles at some point, but those are pricey because she hand makes them. I am a slut for a Jamie Sawyer deck. This is probably my third or fourth one. Okay, so I bought this because I'm going to be learning Lenormand with Melissa Sonova. And I started pre-studying using Lisa Pepez's Lenormand series she did last year. And she recommended keywords because of course she did. So these are sealed in here still. I have not opened this yet. Okay, so this is the book that Lisa recommends starting out, and it is Sarah M. Lyon's Cute Little Lenormand. It's a very easy book. I mean, I don't want to say easy. It's concise, right? And it comes with a deck. And the reason I bought this is, one, because Lisa recommended it, and two, I wanted a deck that I could write keywords on. And I didn't want to do that on my Sawyer's Lenormand. And so here we are. Oh, and I just ruined the cards. So good for me. Yep, totally just scratched them up and lifted the edges. All right, that is why we got a cheap deck. So this is going to go back in here. And I did buy this retail. So this is not a used deck. Come on, get in your home. Okay. I'm going to figure out a better solution to that. All right, next I picked up the Golden Wheel. This is a US Games deck, and this was used, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like someone bought it and flipped through it and did nothing with it. So a lot of the used decks I buy are actually in almost brand new condition. Oh, that's a beautiful death card. I haven't even looked through this one. This was just one I wanted to see eventually, and it came up used for like 10 bucks. And if I'm already buying like an indie deck from someone and they have some mass market decks that I'm interested in, I'll just add them onto the sale because I'm paying shipping anyways. So this was one of those. I picked it up dirt cheap. It was included in the shipping, and it'll probably sit on my shelf for a while before I use it or look at it or spend any time with it. But I know it's one that I'll eventually want to look at, so might as well pick it up cheap. Next is another one that is just like that, the Herbcrafters Tarot. And this was another one, mass market, wildly counterfeited. One that I was interested in adding to my collection and seeing if I liked it, and it popped up super cheap. I was already buying from the person. I think I picked it up with the golden wheel and something else. So it is a staple in a lot of people's practices. And so I didn't think twice about picking it up in a used sale for like $10. So a lot of people getting rid of mass market decks are going to sell them super cheap, anywhere between $5 and $15. And if you're buying multiple decks and already paying shipping, it's so easy to add on a mass market deck. And look, this is like, has it even been used? It's hard to tell. So one that will go on my shelf, and I will have it for when I'm ready for it. Next is another favorite of Melissa Sonova. Do I need to have all the decks Melissa has? No. Does she use some to read with? And then I'm like, I want that. Yes. Okay, so I got this from my friend Michelle. It did not come edged. I edged this last weekend. I did the major arcana black and then each suit. So swords were red, pentacles green, wands yellow, and cups blue. With my glittery pens, and it looks gorgeous. I was actually really happy with this edging that I did. But if you're not familiar with this deck, you should be. It is hilarious. Just an absolute riot. Yeah. A mass market deck that I wanted to get my hands on. And I love how it's like in the recipe box. That's pretty funny. Next is Sacred Creators, Chrysan deck, General Oracle. I did a really bad job edging it. This was a pretty well used deck, so the edges were kind of dirty. So I edged it in this like matte gold. And I did a pretty piss poor job of edging it. You can see the messiness around the edge of the cards. That was not well thought out. But again, something I picked up for under $10. Now, from that same seller, this is what I really wanted, the Pot Tarot. Again, massively counterfeited. So when I found one that was legit, I snatched it up. And yes, I have already edged it. I really like sitting and edging decks while I'm watching TV. So I did it in this like neon sparkle, which went really well with the backs. This was, again, a really well-loved deck. I only paid about $10 for it, but one I definitely wanted. There are some damaged cards, but it is still usable. So hilarious and also wonderful. And I was glad to finally get my hands on a legit copy. All right, next is the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck. I picked this up from my friend Michelle. It did not come with a guidebook. And that was okay. I probably won't keep it because I wanted to see what it was like. Because I have the Cozy Witch Tarot, also by Amanda Lovelace. And I wanted to see if I could use the Oracle without the guidebook in conjunction with the Cozy Witch, but I don't think so. I really like a guidebook when it comes to Oracle cards. I know some people don't. They get the Oracle cards and throw away the guidebook. Don't do that. Sell it with it. I might try to use this, or I'll get rid of this. I'll donate it or something and get a copy with a guidebook. But that was my experiment, and so far I'm not convinced it was a successful one. Next is another deck I picked up from Erin, the Witch of Saturn. And that is the Mindscapes Tarot. And yes, I have already edged this one too in a blue sparkle. And I think it goes really well with the deck and looks beautiful. So this deck has been making quite a splash. And I've been seeing it around, so I wanted to add it to my collection. And now I have it. I don't know what more there is. So I have this thing about collecting decks. I have a ton of decks on my wish list. When I have money, I go through that wish list and I look at stuff, but I don't necessarily always buy it. I believe things come into my collection when they are meant to. So will I use this deck anytime in the next few years? I don't know, but it was the right time to come into my collection. So here we are. And Lisa on her channel, if you're a subscriber, she has these tarot deck test drives. And this was one of the decks that she test drove on a live. And I really enjoyed it. So it had been on my wish list. And it just so happened that Erin was selling one. And I really like buying decks from other tarot tubers or other readers that I'm familiar with. Mostly because no matter how hard you cleanse these decks, they still come with some of your energy. And I really like that. It makes me feel close to my community to have decks from people whose channels I watch and enjoy. All right. Finally, the Tarot of Ramures Erranges. The Tarot of Strange Branches. Okay. This has been on my wish list. Not necessarily on my wish list, but I've been aware of it. And I finally got it because I am going to Europe next year. I'm going to Switzerland specifically, which is where my family is from. And they live in the French-speaking area. So yes, I have also edged this deck in a metallic green, which I thought came out gorgeous. But but I wanted to brush up on my French. Not that you can tell I understand or speak it, because I sound like an American when I do, so I avoid that. But anyway, this was another deck that I wanted, and I mostly wanted it to practice reading in French. So at some point I will be reading this book in its French and attempting to read the cards in French. My readings will still be in English. But this is a beautiful deck. The artwork is gorgeous. It's a very popular deck, and it is a French mass market deck. So that is the end of my haul. And the indie decks I probably paid over $40 or $50 for. But the rest of them, I really didn't spend over 15 bucks on them. And that's how I like it. So that is my deck haul. I've been sitting on this for a while, waiting for all the decks that I ordered to come in. They have all come in now, and I am not expecting anything except Kickstarters, and I haven't gotten any shipment updates about Kickstarters. So I'm not expecting any decks in the next month or so, which is fine. I have to work with the ones that I have. So that's what it is. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you when I see you. Bye, everybody.